Sevens rugby, folks, at the Olympics kicked off. The first round of action for the men's side of the competition is done. I watched it. 69,000 fans. Dan Carter was there. A bunch of tries. We'll go through the games very briefly, and you guys can let us know your thoughts. But ultimately, Sevens rugby is very high intensity, high running. I kind of knew that before going into it, and I say this as a guy who watches virtually no sevens. One of the things I was surprised about, I was surprised about how much TMO there is in sevens. That was, I know that's kind of a bugbear with some 15s fans, but there's certainly a fair bit of TMO in the sevens. And turnover ball is just a killer, isn't it? Like even more so than 15s. Turnover ball leads to so many tries in the sevens. But yeah, I watched the games. I was mainly looking out for the 15s guys. There's Antoine Dupont. There's Celestino Roberto-Manda. There's Hugo Keenan. That was cracking to see. But pretty interesting kind of first day. And it's a bunch of hours, man. It's like 6 hours of rugby. Yeah, it's like a quick game, but there's a fair few games to be played in one day. Australia beat Samoa in the first one, 21-14. Maybe that one wasn't too surprising. Argentina beat Kenya, and I know going into this competition, like the three teams I'm looking out for, Argentina, New Zealand, Fiji. But tell me if I'm wrong, because I said I don't really follow sevens enough. I know sevens got more parity in it than the 15s. Like you're more likely to see upsets in sevens. But Argentina is certainly one of the sides I've personally been looking out for, so 31-12 was potentially not that surprising. There was a TMO call in that game for like no foul play, which I was surprised about. And also surprised that 12-all USA and France draw. Like that was a bit disappointing from a French point of view with the crowd at home. Like they booed the Americans when they took the draw at the death. But I guess with the two third place teams, like of the three pools, I think two of the third place teams are going to be able to qualify. So the Americans wanting to pick up points guaranteed if they can. Fiji flogged Uruguay. Uruguay scored a couple of nice ones, but that wasn't surprising. 40 points to 12. Ireland beat South Africa 10-5. How do you guys make it another arm wrestle? Like the same as the bloody 15s, you two countries. Like that game had so much TMO. It had a yellow card. It was like 5-0 at halftime. Yeah, I didn't know sevens could be quite that arm wrestly, but apparently it was. And then South Africa kind of mucked it up. They scored towards the death to give themselves a chance to at least run for a final try, but they didn't kick it 10 metres for the final play after they scored late. So, yeah, disappointing one for the Box, but well done to the Irish. New Zealand over Japan, 40 points to 12. I feel like the crowd was looking forward to some Japanese tries, and they cheered them harder than the New Zealand ones. Underdog thing, and then the Kiwis kind of coughed up a try when trying to get a extra try past the full-time whistle, but they ended up coughing up the ball, and then Japan hit them on the break, so 40 points to 12. Second round of play, Australia beat Kenya 21-7. Nice to see Corey Toole in the sevens. He showed some real gas. Argentina beat Samoa 28-12. It was 21-0 lead at halftime, so looking pretty comfortable. And then again, France, like 19-12 over Uruguay after trailing by 2 points at halftime. Antoine Dupont scored an absolute cracker, but yeah, that was a little bit surprising how close that one was. I thought France were better than that, but again, not that up to play with the sevens. And as I said, I know sevens can have more upset results. So France on day one look a little bit shaky anyway, with a draw and a narrow win. Fiji over USA, 38-12. The Fijians look really good. I mean, Perry Baker scored a try, but Fiji way too good. Ireland, 40 points to 5 over Japan, really fast. Fast opening from the Irish and some really nice tries, turnover ball. And then New Zealand over South Africa 17-5. South Africans had an injury early which didn't help, but they genuinely looked the better side for the majority of that game. So yeah, first round, New Zealand and Ireland 2 from 2. Argentina and Australia 2 from 2. And Fiji 2 from 2. France are the only side that won a game that didn't get 2 wins. They had a win and a draw. And then the USA a loss and a draw. Everyone else has 2 losses. South Africa, Japan, Samoa, Kenya, and Uruguay. So that USA draw is actually looking pretty important in the scheme of things. So yeah, there's still the rest of the teams need to play the team they haven't played yet in their pool. Yeah, an interesting start for the sevens for mine. It's so much running. I definitely don't like it as much as 15s, but I can certainly appreciate it for what it is. And it's great to see rugby on this kind of biggest stage, which is the Olympics. It's kind of like having your dessert, but only having dessert for a meal, right? Like it's great seeing guys get into some space when you're watching 15s, but they've usually kind of earned that through some, like, I don't know, man, some forwards. I miss the forwards. I know there's scrums and whatnot, a set piece in sevens as well, but it's not quite the same. So yeah, it's like going to a buffet and just eating the desserts. I guess you can do that every now and again, but yeah, it's just a kind of totally different thing from having a regular set meal, which I'm kind of used to. But say, I still enjoyed it. I'll be keen to see how the results play out and how the standings go through for the quarterfinals, and then who can go through to those kind of medal matches. But you guys, let us know your thoughts on the Olympics. What did you think of the sevens if you watched it? Are you like me and a 15s fan who only really tunes in for the Olympics, or are you a diehard seven fan who has like been waiting for this kind of pinnacle event for the last 3 and a bit years? You guys take care of yourselves, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.